Please don't bother me, I'm on my lunch break. Pizza, burger, sandwich, lunch break, tofu, salad, hot dog, lunch break.
Welcome to another edition of Lunch Break. I'm Kathleen.
I'm AJ.
And today we are joined by the founders, both. Of Four Fat Cows Ice Cream Shop. Is that ice cream parlor? What is the correct terminology?
We don't use parlor, we use shop.
Okay.
In Alpharetta.
In Alpharetta, yeah, just half a mile, not even from
The studio.
Yeah, the studio. So I guess I should get to names. Robyn.
Yes.
And Brenden.
Yes.
Not Brandon.
Well, welcome, guys. We are happy to have you on.
Awesome. Thanks. We're excited to be here.
And are you mother, son?
Yes.
Awesome.
No boyfriend, girlfriend. That'd be awkward.
Hey, we just got to clarify. Can't assume anything in our industry.
So, how long have you guys been how long have you been running Four Fat Cows?
This is our fourth summer for the Alpharetta store, and we just opened one in Athens in January.
Oh, wow. Get all those college kids to eat the ice cream?
They seem to like it.
So, are you both at the Alpharetta location, or does one of you go to the Athens location?
Brenden just actually graduated university.
Oh, congratulations.
So we've got him full-time now. And we go to both locations. We make our ice cream out of the Athens location. And we spend a fair bit of time up there just still trying to kind of get the last of the kinks worked out with opening a new store. And then we're looking at other locations to open throughout the end of this year.
So you make all of your own ice cream?
We do. We also have a facility that helps us with some of the other flavors and things. They use our recipes and produce it, but we can't do all of it on our own. We are looking at production facility, though, to be able to do all of it.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. And so are you guys from Alpharetta?
Originally?
I don't know.
Kind of all over.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We've lived in so many places in Georgia. Originally, we're from Oregon, and we kind of joke and I don't know. It's kind of a big thing to our store, the culture of coming from the West Coast. The creativity of the flavors, that kind of I don't know what the word is. Camaraderie of our staff. Having it be special and fun and more intimate, more customer service related.
Can I ask like a totally random question?
Sure.
Yeah.
In Oregon, you're not allowed to pump your own gas, right?
I think it just changed. I'm not. Yeah, it's so nice when it's cold.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pump your gas.
Well, because like the attendant would come out and do it for you. Like it's illegal to do it, right?
It is, and it's awful.
Or it was.
It was, and we would have people come from out of town, and we'd be like, hey, would you mind to pump the gas? And they'd be like, sure, and they'd jump out of the car and start to do it, and somebody would run out of the gas station yelling at them. It's what we do for fun there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought that was like the most bizarre thing.
I mean, have you been to Portland? That's not the most bizarre thing.
No, I've never been to Portland, but...
Yeah, pumping your own gas is really pretty mainstream.
Yeah.
Doesn't even rank there.
So you were talking about some unique flavors.
Yes. We change our flavors often, and we try to keep them really seasonal and fun, which makes some people unhappy when a flavor goes away, but we promise that we'll be back most of the time. We just did a bunch of really fun summer flavors, raspberry brown butter jalapeno,
Whoa.
strawberry lemonade, churro.
We have a blueberry lemon buttermilk pie, and chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
Holy
So
cow.
good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have fun. We taste a lot of ice cream. We made ourselves sick the other day. It's always bad on ice cream making days because, we have to keep testing it and make sure it's okay. And
What a hard job.
by like the sixth flavor, you pray for food and water and no more ice cream.
Something salty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like just steak. There's something to counterbalance that,
opposite.
right?
How did you guys get into the ice cream industry? Like, why? I mean, obviously, everybody loves ice cream, but what made you decide, like, this is it? I'm going to do this the rest of my life, eating ice cream. I'm going to sacrifice myself.
The space right there on North Main Street had come available, and Scoops over in Milton kind of area had just closed down. And, it was kind of a shame, and we're like, wow, Alpharetta doesn't really have a local ice cream shop. You've got kind of Dairy Queen down the way and Brewster's and all that. And we're like, well, we don't know any better, but, we can make a go of it and see.
Right.
And,
We like
why
to make
not?
everything, so we'll make ice cream.
Yeah.
You had no experience making ice cream before. It was just happened to be that there's nothing in the area.
Well, we made...
That's kind of how we do everything. It's so bad.
In truth, we made ice cream at home a fair bit.
Brenden and I, when he was little, 2 years old, he'd be sitting there chopping with a huge butcher knife in the kitchen with me because I didn't read
You trusted him with a huge
books.
butcher knife at 2 years old?
Welcome to Oregon.
And he was adept, and so we've had fun. We've always been in the kitchen together, and you know, he understands that it's really a lot of chemistry, and so that's kind of always been our thing, is playing in the kitchen. And you know, so all these years we go places and we have ice cream and gelato, and oh, this is so great, and we love this part about it. And he and I are like, you know, 45 minutes later in a conversation, and everybody else is aggravated that we just don't eat the ice cream faster or whatever. But we kind of took everything that we really loved and we started making our ice cream at home. And part of it too is that we're both celiac, and so if we want cake and brownie chunks and things in our ice cream, we have to do that at home. So it just became this very home thing, and people tried it and they loved it. And so, like you said, when the building came available, we're like, sure, we can do this.
So do you make all of your ice cream gluten-free?
Almost all of it.
Almost all of it?
There's, a couple flavors that aren't gluten-free, but, you know, in things like Oreos and stuff, as much as, I miss an Oreo. I really do. Gluten-free Oreos are okay, but they're not amazing.
It's not an Oreo.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so for toppings and things, there's just a few flavors that aren't, but I would say a good 90% of our flavors. And we do gluten-free sugar cones, waffle cones, cake cones. We do something called a puffle in the store, which is like vanilla cake meets a waffle cone, and we do those both gluten-free and regular as well.
So you were talking about doing a lot of experimenting in the kitchen. Is that how you come up with the different flavors that you offer?
Sometimes I love to go to, like, we live downtown, so I like to go to the ethnic grocery stores and find crazy things, and I'll look at something or be thinking about something and get really spun up over it, and it kind of morphs into something else. And you know, eating out, and it just, I don't know, it comes all the time. We just made a strawberry lemonade flavor that kind of came by accident in creating things in the shop, and we had some extra strawberry and some lemon ice cream that we had made, and we're like, let's throw it together. And it was really good. So strawberry lemonade was born.
Do you ever have any fails? Like what has been where you thought it was going to be really good and then it was just like disgusting?
I don't know. It's hard. Like,
We have one coming up that may be like... It's a, should I say this super secret flavor coming?
I think you can. I think it'll be all right.
It's right around the corner. We're going to go into production. Well, we're going to flavor sample it in the next few days and then maybe make it next week. But it's a lime ice cream with a barbecue sauce and raspberry ribbon in it.
That sounds interesting.
One could be,
It does.
yeah. And, you know, talking about Portland and stuff, there's a shout out, I guess, to Salt and Straw out there. You know, they're this kind of small ice cream shop like us, and they do these really crazy flavors, like flavors that I'm kind of scared of. They have a Halloween flavor that's a ghost flavor, and it has literally, I think the description was gray, musty chunks. We try to
sounds
stay away
appetizing.
from being that creative. But, yeah.
So do you get a lot of families coming in, or is it millennials, or just a good mix of people coming into your store?
You know, it's fun. Brenden and I get stuck working. I shouldn't say stuck. We willingly go in on like prom night and things, especially in Alpharetta, because it seems like our store always gets kids that all have something on the same night, and so we'll go in and work, and it's always fun to see huge age differences and all different groups of people, especially in Athens, because we're so close to the university, but we still see so many families coming in and generations of the families, you know, 3-4 generations. And it's just nice. And then, you know, you'll get couples out on date nights and stuff, and even the older folks, which are fun because I'm joining that category.
Do you have to change your hours for the Athens location? Like, are you open until 2 a.m?
Yeah, it's funny. We've actually been struggling with our Facebook and Instagram pages because we'd like to have just one, but we really can't because then it throws people, because the Athens store is open so much later. And here in Alpharetta, we have different hours too, because, you know, the kids are all in school and everything, and it's just a very different demographic.
So you brought some ice cream flavors.
We did.
Or some ice cream samples.
We did.
Do you mind if we...
Yeah.
Can we try them?
For sure. No, we brought them just so you guys could look at
Yeah,
them.
you guys could
but
watch
not
us
actually
eat it.
try anything.
You just
One
keep like
more.
bringing these out.
How
Holy
many
cow.
is that?
If you
10?
guys-
That's 10.
Yeah. Well, we brought some of the dairy-free flavors too.
Oh, wow.
I think we're quite proud of them.
We are really proud of our dairy-free.
Dairy-free ice cream.
So you like
Yeah.
vegan?
Yeah. You know, the thing is, so I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and then my older two were, and then my second oldest, who's not here today, he's dairy-free as well. And so it's, you know, it's hard because it's kids and it's ice cream. And as a parent, as a mother of 4, I feel really bad when a kid comes in and they can't have this or that, and they always have to get sorbet, and, you know, I can't have a cone because I'm gluten-free. And so we try to kind of, like,
Cater
the mom and
towards-
me is all like, here, you can have it. It's okay. And so, anyways, that's our dairy-free vanilla, and our dairy-free chocolate is. We were eating it. We were literally like, because it comes that we've actually joked that we should have. You know how Krispy Kreme does a like hot and ready fresh donut thing?
Yeah.
We should do an ice cream production day, because when it comes out soft serve style, it's different than what it is. You guys are kind of getting soft serve because it's a little melty. But we were literally, there was about 6 of us back there producing. We have a girl who's worked for us for 2.5 years who runs our Athens location, and she loves to come in on ice cream day. So she was helping, and I was like, okay, everybody taste this. And we were so into the dairy-free chocolate that we were just getting cups of it, and we were just eating it. Like, it was nuts.
So this is dairy-free vanilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
It tastes just like normal, regular dairy ice cream.
Right.
It almost tastes better because it's lighter. It's not.
Wait till you taste that chocolate. Well, and that's the thing, you know, our ice cream itself has a very high butterfat content. We use an 18% butterfat, so it has this great mouthfeel, and we don't whip a lot of air into it. So when you go sit outside at the store, you know, and it's 95 degrees out, our ice cream doesn't just melt away because there's not a lot of air and milk and water. It's really heavy, right? Isn't that good?
Holy cow, that chocolate is amazing. I know that flavor doesn't really translate well on a podcast, but so
Flavor and smell, no?
yeah,
It's okay if they use the same spoon.
I don't care.
It's okay, yeah, we're all family.
I'm not a germaphobe.
We were actually joking about that because this is so bad. I shouldn't tell people this.
Oh my God.
You know, staff is like sitting there.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
The
Kathleen
dairy-free
just
chocolate?
tried the chocolate.
Yeah. We were one of our area manager Carol was sitting there chopping 6 pounds of jalapenos for the raspberry brown butter jalapeno, and she wanted to try a flavor, and it was sticking in the cup, and so I'm like digging my fingers in and putting it in her mouth. This is so odd. So sharing spoons is the least of the things that will ever bother us.
She's from Oregon too.
I was about to
so-
say, yeah, this would be normal in Oregon, right?
Right?
So how did you decide to put jalapenos in ice cream?
You know, I'm not even sure where this came up. My head just went one day. This is what I'm really proud of, though. This is a flavor that I just am madly in love with. We chop and saute the jalapenos, and we get them from a very specific market because they sell whatever the nicest jalapenos. But we saute them, we do some fresh, and then we let them sit in the brown butter and get cold so that when they go into the ice cream, you really get that brown butter flavor, kind of the salt on the back mixed with the raspberry.
So I thought the jalapeno was going to be super weird because
Right.
why would you put a hot pepper in ice cream? But
It's really good.
yeah, no, it's not like super hot. It's not super spicy.
Yeah.
It has like a little bit on the back of your throat,
Right.
but
You know pepper jelly that you put with cream cheese? That's kind of what it feels like with
Yeah.
the raspberry and the pepper
That's a
and the
good
ice
call.
cream. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a fun flavor. I really like it. And in a cone, it's so nice. That cone, that vanilla kind of flavor gives it great. It kind of rounds it out. This is one, too, that's a little spicy.
oh, a churro.
Everybody feels differently about this, but it's our cone pieces that we crunch up and we enrobe them in a spiced chocolate that has about 6 different spices now, I think.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of the heat kind of on the backside.
Kind of reminds me of chai tea a little bit. Does that make
yeah.
I
sense?
could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
The churro part, it's like cinnamony. Our churro cinnamony? I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they usually have the cinnamon sugar, and when you're in Spain, they
yeah.
have that really thick chocolate that you dunk them in. So that was kind of the inspiration for that. Oh, and here's the mistake ice cream, the strawberry lemonade. It's like telling your kid you were the mistake. You're really good. So bad.
Happy accident, right?
No, that's really good too. I mean, these are all so good.
You guys okay to keep going?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
No,
that's really good.
You know what the strawberry lemonade tastes like?
What?
Almost like Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, I miss fruity. Well, I'm not fruity pebbles. I miss Fruit Loops. But yeah, I could see that too, because there's a real lemony forward flavor in the fruity cereals.
This the blueberry. I have high hopes for this.
You didn't have it last summer?
Pressure's on.
This is a flavor we brought back because it just, people loved it.
Yeah. Anytime I see blueberry and then the buttermilk pie or whatever, I'm always like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
It's a buttermilk based ice cream with the blueberry ribbon and the chunks of pie crust in it.
Yeah.
You like that one?
exceeded my expectations.
It's like we're just moving on down the line here.
I'll just be with this pie if you need
Yeah.
it.
This is the chocolate bourbon pecan pie. And we use real bourbon in it. We
Really?
Do, yeah, we do reduce it.
Can kids have this?
They can now.
At one point they couldn't.
No.
So how did you make it with the bourbon? Were you like, put a little in, drink a little
A
bit?
lot in. There was
Little
like
for
2
this,
bottles.
little for me, yeah, one for the ice cream, yeah.
We use Woodford Reserve bourbon in it.
Wow.
Brenden has just joined the ranks of old enough to drink, and I'm a fan of bourbon. Yeah.
Legally. That I can say on this podcast.
What is this one? The chocolate bourbon pecan pie. Does that cost more to buy?
You know, it's funny. It doesn't cost more. We've really struggled with this because we do. What are the pecans? I always pronounce it wrong. Atwell's pecans. I don't know if you've ever had their pecans. Shout out to Georgia pecan producer. These pecans are amazing. They're very smooth. They don't have, and nothing to other pecan makers, but they don't have a musty pecan flavor.
Yeah.
They're very sweet. They're very true pecan flavor. So it actually costs us a lot more to buy those pecans. And then when you add bourbon to it, and yeah, it really starts to add up. That's one of the more expensive ones versus like the strawberry lemonade. But we really struggle with it. Do we charge more for that? And again, we don't like to get nickeled and dimed. And you kind of already do in an ice cream store because which cone, are you getting gluten-free? Are you toppings? And so we decided no, across the board, we were just going to figure that it worked itself out in the long run. And so, your kids, when they fight and argue, and you're like, you're both right, you're both wrong.
Well, that one's really good. Tastes
Nice.
has like a mapley syrup,
Yeah.
right?
I could see that, yeah.
We actually used to make that pie at home. The way it came about was we chunked it up and threw it just in ice cream. And I was like, maybe it would be good if we made it deliberately. Here's apple pie.
Ooh.
And we actually make our own apple pie filling, freeze it, and then put it in with that. And it has graham crushed chunks and a caramel ribbon in it.
I like all the little chunky bits, which sounds weird. And all the ice cream.
We call them mix-ins,
Oh,
but
that's yeah,
chunky
okay.
bits.
That sounds better.
Mix-ins, that's probably the correct
So
term.
you can buy by the scoop. Can you also buy by the? This is a quart, correct?
Pint.
Pint.
These are- yeah, and they're true pints. We pack them in the store. You like
That's
that one?
good, yeah.
Yeah.
The chunky bits.
We were, and we love the chunky bits. That's why a lot of our ice creams have chunks in them. And it's funny because we don't actually sell very many toppings and or sundaes. We had all these crazy sundaes when we first started, and it kind of bums me out because I wish they were still there, but it was, always with vanilla ice cream because these are so standalone. You don't need to add things to them. And if you do, it kind of just confuses it.
Yeah.
We went to
We
Ben
had-
and Jerry. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we had a conversation about the strawberry lemonade because it didn't have anything in it. We're like, no, I think we need like at least a few. Like, not everyone loves the mix-ins quite to the degree we
Right, because
do.
I wanted to
Like,
throw a thing of strawberries in it and chunk them up. But
I would be the same way. I'd like, keep going. Like, we don't need plain vanilla. Like, make something. Yeah.
And honestly, it's funny. When we get the people that come in, and vanilla is probably still our best seller, and it's so disappointing. I feel so disappointed. I mean, like, kids, please, you don't want this.
That's my dad. Like, regardless of where you go, he'll always get vanilla. Regardless if you can get all the mix-ins and all the chunky bits, he'll just go plain vanilla.
That's so funny. When I was a kid, I remember going to Baskin and Robbins with my friend and her mom and her sister, and it was always kind of a big deal to go out and get ice cream. She always used to order vanilla, and her mom got so mad at her. And you could just see, I still remember her face so vividly, just exasperated with this child. The next time you come in, you are not getting vanilla. I'm not wasting my money. And she was like, okay. And I happened to be with them on the next trip in. And she boldly walks up to the counter and ordered French vanilla. And I thought her mom was going to murder her. But when you love vanilla, you love vanilla. So, and again, we take our vanilla pretty seriously, our vanilla bean. And
Kind of in a similar vein, whenever I would go to my grandma's, we always ordered from this one place called Wonder Burger. It's in
yes.
Chicago. And I would always order a plain hot dog. And my grandma would get so mad because there's nothing on it. Like, I wouldn't get ketchup. I wouldn't get mustard. It was literally hot dog and bun.
Yep.
And she said, I'm not going, very similar. I'm not going to waste my money.
And isn't it silly? We feel like we're getting cheated because we're not getting condiments on it. Like somehow not worth the $3.
3 cents worth of ketchup on
Yeah.
your hot
Right.
dogs.
Yeah.
This isn't a new flavor. This is just, we didn't have anything really chocolatey except the dairy-free chocolate. This is just one of our really good standby, our chocolate overload. It's a chocolate ice cream with a chocolate fudge ribbon and chocolate fleck. And it sounds very overly chocolatey, but I don't think it is. I love it.
Sorry.
Take a moment to eat.
Yeah. No, I was like expecting it to be like super like over the top chocolate, but that it's very subtle and
They complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
I can't decide if I like. So obviously, I like the blueberry buttermilk lemon pie, but the jalapeno one.
That's what I keep digging into.
I mean, it might rank even higher.
I really
Which is
love
shocking.
it.
It's really good. That one and the apple pie, of course.
Yeah, apple pie's a big seller. It's a fun summer flavor.
What is your favorite flavors? If you have one, is it like
All
picking
of
a
them.
favorite child?
We do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich
Ooh, that sounds good.
that Victoria about did a backflip in the kitchen when I told her next week I was going to try to make it again. That flavor, we've driven up from downtown Atlanta because we don't keep ice cream at home. We way even more than we do. But yeah, we
And
drive
if we
up.
do keep it, it just
Goes.
disappears mysteriously
Like
rather
a couple of
quickly.
these pints are
so-
going to do after this.
Yeah, that peanut butter and jelly sandwich is probably mine. Although this raspberry brown butter jalapeno is a very close second to it. I struggle to not eat an obscene amount of that every day.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think for me, it's probably the mint chocolate chip cookies and cream.
yeah.
Love mint chocolate chip. Love Oreos. You shove them together. The Oreos get really nice and the ice cream crunchy cookie bit kind of softens up. And then it just, I don't know, it's amazing.
Yeah, that one's a gluten-free, and we add extra chocolate chunks to it and the mint, and it does. That one comes out tasting just like a real Oreo, and it's a huge seller, that one.
I think we rotate the ice creams a lot too because we eat them so much. You kind of, it's like, oh, well, I've already had this flavor 6
Yeah.
times. Like, we need to get something else. I'll just go make some. Like,
no, that makes sense. Switch it up,
Yeah.
give some new flavors in there.
well, it's hard because I feel like sometimes, not trying to talk down about other ice cream shops, but you go in, they're like, we have all these flavors, and it's like chocolate, double chocolate, triple chocolate, double chocolate chocolate. It's like, all right, these are
Vanilla bean,
fundamentally all still chocolate, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of frustrating.
So it's good to throw some vegetables in your
Right? It makes it healthy. You don't have to worry about the calories anymore.
exactly. It's zeroing.
I don't know. I kind of like that though because I'm so indecisive. I go in and I'm like, I want to try 7 of them, And so with all of these, I would go in and I'd probably have like an existential crisis. Like,
It's funny. People get very apologetic. They're like, well, "Can I just try one more? I know I've already tried 2," and it's like, no, it's okay. We're okay with you trying them.
Although sometimes it gets hard because people come in, they're like, I want 4 flavors. And it's like, all right, but you're getting 1 scoop. Like, I can only do so much. Like,
yeah, that's how I am. I'm always like, how many scoops am I allowed? Like, what is my limit here?
Yeah, and we try to help people mix it up, but it can get a little overwhelming too. I was going to say earlier when he was little, we decided it would be really fun. We were living up in New England to take him to Ben and Jerry's, and we got one of those Vermonster things, and they warned us it's like 75 scoops of ice cream with 45
Wow.
toppings, and it comes in a bucket, and
I think
they
it
give
was
you like a mixing
literally
spoon.
40 scoops of ice cream with
Wow.
like, it weighed 7 pounds all in.
And it was 4 of us, and they were like, "Don't get too many flavors or toppings. It tends to be a little like gross at the bottom." And we were like, "You don't know what you're talking about." I think he was the only one eating it as a kid that was like, "It's still good."
Ice cream is ice cream.
No,
It was like one of those food challenges too. It's like, I can't let the ice cream beat me. We
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
had like 2 pounds by the time we all got down. But
and if you take that raspberry brown butter jalapeno and try it with one of the chocolates, that's a really nice combination together.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, all right.
You feel brave?
yeah.
mad science going on.
I like the strawberry balsamic because it's kind of like, a salad where you get the fruit, the balsamic and all that. That's my justification here.
Do you know, it's so funny. The kids for a long time were like, think of salad, but really good. And I'm like, no, let's not describe it to guests like that. That's not what we want to do.
No, mixing them together was choice.
Yeah. It's nice. And the chocolate is good. We've been toying with just doing a jalapeno chocolate as well. So
That would be good.
yeah, we're big pepper fans. We like a lot of ethnic food and spice. And
Did we talk about the name Four Fat Cows, where it came from?
Where did it come from?
My kids, they're the 4 fat cows. Each, you didn't know you'd be working. Each of the kids has a cow that we have this wonderful graphic designer who does all of our stuff. And she asked for pictures and kind of 2 or 3 lines about each kid. And it's really cute how she captured the essence of all of them. They all kind of have a little goofy version of their name, but nobody ever refers to them by their name. But yeah, they're the kids.
Is that them on the label?
It is.
Huh. Yeah. There they are.
Brenden is the pie shirt one. For like 2 years of his life, he wore nothing but pie t-shirts. And I mean like the number, not the food.
3.14.
Yeah.
Did you say summer flavors are coming out soon?
Summer flavors. So these flavors are coming into the store. We're going to do it a little different this year where we're going to kind of introduce new flavors probably every month. It's just the craziness in my head, and he helps spur it on, and we feel like it's more fun to bring them out than, wait and dwindle them down to like 2 or 3 really great flavors. No, we'll just
Do
bring them
all,
all
yeah.
there. Yeah.
So check back often.
Yes, very often,
Exactly.
monthly.
Food fight.
Our next segment today is Food Fight, where Kathleen competes against our special guests to see who knows more food trivia. And we are switching up the format today. We'll play 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds will consist of 4 questions. We will wager 1, 3, 5, or 7 points per round, and each point value can only be wagered once per round. So you can't wager 7 points for each question. Does that
I
make
follow.
sense?
You got
Yeah.
this, okay? This is his strong suit.
You don't lose points for an incorrect guess. And after the first 2 rounds, we'll have a final question, and we'll get into the details of that round after these rounds.
Okay.
Mysterious.
I know.
Okay, round 1, question 1. The waffle cone was invented at the 1904 World's Fair when a traveling salesman encouraged an ice cream vendor to serve their ice cream on rolled waffles made by another nearby vendor when they ran out of paper dishes. What city was it created in that is also home to the famous Gateway to the West Arch?
Brennan's feeling bold.
Right?
Yeah,
You
I agree.
Okay. Don't
So-
single me out.
You have the pen.
If we get it right, it's because of her. If we get it wrong, it's because of me. Okay.
Robyn and Brenden, if you want to give us your answer first.
St. Louis, 7.
That is correct.
I did St. Louis 5.
Okay.
I was a little worried. I bumped it up from 3 points, but I still,
Okay. So you guys both got it correct. Question number 2. True or false? Vanilla ice cream was invented before chocolate. Kathleen?
false for 3.
It is false.
Oh, I see. I felt like it
You
was
said
too
true
obvious.
for 3.
Good job.
And a little factoid, chocolate was invented long before vanilla, and the first documented recipe for it appeared in the book The Modern Steward, published in 1692.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have to start with chocolate. It's just so good.
Well, I think there was something about how vanilla wasn't readily available or something.
That
Maybe.
makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, the practical side of me was like, well, you had to have the cream base to start with, so vanilla had to be there first, but vanilla and sweet cream base are technically different. Whatever. Good job. I got too thoughtful on that.
Okay, question number 3. Musician Weird Al Yankovic did a parody of Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll about this ice cream flavor that is traditionally composed of chocolate ice cream, nuts, and whole or diced marshmallows.
You can tell my kid has a mom who was born in the 80s because he knew the answer right away. Not
It's
born
not-
in the 80s, raised in the 80s.
There's not too many things that
Yeah.
rock and roll can
True.
become. You know?
So we'll go with Robyn and Brenden first.
Rocky Road, 5.
That is correct.
Rocky Road 7.
Whoa!
As soon as you said marshmallows, I was like, got it. And also, my brother was born in the 80s, and so he loves Weird Al. So
Right?
I grew up on it too, yeah.
I had no idea what was in Rocky Road. I never ate it as a kid. I didn't like nuts, and so I never had it, so I never knew what was in Rocky Road.
Really?
Until this morning when I looked it up.
Now you know.
Okay, question number 4. So this is the last question for round number 1. Food photographers frequently use this mashed, starchy food as a stand-in for actual ice cream in photos. Kathleen?
Mashed potatoes for 1.
Mashed potatoes for 1.
That is correct. So at the end of round 1, Kathleen, you're in the lead again.
Nice,
16
good job.
points. 4 fat cows, Robyn and Brenden. Second place with 13. So round number 2, question 1. So points reset again. So you can wager 7, 5, 3, and 1. Question number 1. This tropical fruit juice beverage was originally created and marketed as a syrup intended as an ice cream topping, but it became more popular mixed with water as a drink.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna have to read that. I can't read the second word.
Our answer? Orange Julius for 3.
Kathleen?
Pina colada for 1? I have no idea.
It was Hawaiian Punch.
Oh.
So no points garnered on that question.
Huh.
I don't like fruit punch, so I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That sounds gross as ice cream, as a flavor. As a
Right?
drink.
That's,
Just
yeah.
in
I could think of it as like a snow cone topping, maybe. That would make sense.
Yeah, you could see that thick.
I just don't like it anyway. So.
That stuff never gets cold either. Like, it's always like lukewarm. Like, I don't care how much ice you put in it. It's so thick, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it can't. I don't
Ugh.
know.
It just
I
tastes
can't
like
remember the last time I drank Hawaiian Punch.
Been a while.
freshman year of college. Regrets. That's what it tastes like.
Because it was mixed with
was an
an
easy mixer.
obscene amount of vodka.
In a trash can. That's how I used to do it. The parties I went to, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, question number...
Yeah, I will never drink it again.
Can I ask questions of Kathleen in this?
Okay, question number 2. Professional ice cream taste testers use special spoons made of this metal, which allow the tester to taste the product with virtually no trace of flavor left over from what was left on the spoon.
Oh, they're looking at me. They know this.
No, he knew this. I just want to be clear.
Kathleen?
Titanium for 3.
Gold for 7.
It was gold.
Nice, good job.
Yep.
My kid.
Shout out to how it's made.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, question number 3. The earliest versions of Neapolitan ice cream were made of green pistachio, white vanilla, and red cherry ice cream, and was made to resemble this country's flag. This is where Kathleen crashes and burns.
This is a rough round. Ooh.
You confident? with
I'm
that?
confident.
God, I'm going to sound really ignorant. I don't know these flags.
Okay, Kathleen, your answer?
Italy for 5.
Italy for 5.
That is correct. It is Italy.
I had no idea what their flag looked like. I just figured Italy, they like ice cream. So that must be right. Neapolitan, sure.
Okay, last question for round number 2. This is a true or false. The freeze-dried astronaut ice cream you often find in gift shops has never actually been to space.
I'm thinking.
That's fine.
At least it's only 1 point for us. Kathleen's sitting there with
I know.
their 7 left.
I know. I know. And I have 2 options. Like, it's not that hard. I don't have to come up with my own answer, but
We'll go with Brenden and Robyn first.
False for 1?
Kathleen?
I did false for 7.
It was true. It has never been to space before.
I was trying to think, have I seen pictures of astronauts eating
I feel
ice
like I
cream?
had seen
Feel like I
something on
have.
that. Yeah.
But then, my brain was probably like, yeah.
So I was talking to my wife this morning about the Mandela effect,
Yes, that's
Where-
exactly what this is.
where you like swear that you've seen something before or heard something before. I guess it happens a lot with quotes in movies.
Oh, wow.
Like, we're going to need a bigger boat. It's actually, you're going to need a bigger boat. So it's like you swear that that's what the line is. And there's one where apparently like a big contingent of people who swear there was a movie in the 90s with Sinbad as a genie called Shazam.
Yeah.
There was.
There wasn't. There was a
What?
movie in the 90s with Shaquille O'Neal as Kazam. But there was never a movie.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It's crazy, right?
Bernstein Bears is a big one. How do you spell it?
Bernstein.
Beren.
Like, everybody, I can't remember which way is the right way, but everybody knows it as the wrong way. And we're all like, no, I read this growing up. I know this, but everybody's wrong.
Is it Bernstein?
It's Stain.
But everyone thinks it's with an E,
Bernstein.
right?
Yeah.
Whatever the one
Bernstein.
is.
Huh.
Anyway,
Anyway.
getting back to ice cream.
In case we didn't feel silly enough.
So, yeah, that's what's going on with our astronauts eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Right? There you
We've
go.
seen it, we swear.
So at the end of round 2, 4 fat cows, you've taken the lead. 25. Kathleen has 21.
Okay, not that that. That was a rough round.
Okay, so this is the last round, and it's different from the first 2 rounds. There's only one question, but it has 10 possible answers. For each correct answer, you will be rewarded 3 points. If you guess incorrectly, you won't be penalized, though.
Okay.
And the question, according to a recent poll on the top10s.com, in no particular order, what are the top 10 ice cream flavors in the United States?
I'm guessing that raspberry brown butter jalapeno didn't make it into the top 10.
Should.
Okay, so you have your lists
Sure.
compiled.
Yeah.
Kathleen, do you want to go first?
Okay. Chocolate.
Yes.
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla. I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
Mint chocolate chip.
That. Yes.
Cookies and cream.
Yep.
Rocky Road.
That is on the list.
Oh, I wondered about
Strawberry.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Cookie dough.
Yep.
Dulce de leche.
No.
Okay. Sherbet.
No.
This is where I started reaching. And coffee.
Coffee's on the list.
Oh yes.
Nice.
Wow. So you got a total 8 correct. So 8 times 3 is 24. It's my math.
Yeah. I can do the basic timetables, and that was one of them.
Okay. So Robyn and Brenden.
Okay, we did vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry,
Okay.
cookies and cream.
Yep.
I'll go with the ones I know we got right. Coffee and mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
We probably should have gone with those on the end. That would have been more impressive. But these could all be wrong, and then we just failed miserably. We also put Superman,
Nope.
caramel,
No.
birthday cake,
Yes.
Oh.
and chocolate peanut butter.
No.
Was pistachio on the list?
Pistachio was not on the list. So the complete list: cookies and cream, chocolate, mint chocolate chip, vanilla, cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, which is apparently different than normal cookie dough, strawberry, Rocky Road, birthday cake, and coffee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can't believe I
we
forgot
missed the
birthday
cookie
cake.
doughs. We don't deal with the normal flavors. It's just hard. We do have those though.
I eat a lot of them.
There's really not a difference between cookie dough and chocolate
Yeah,
chip
that
cookie.
was
Like
kind of a
that's a
stretch.
reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, Kathleen, 45, 4 fat cows, 46.
Dang.
Edged out by 1.
So close.
So congrats for your win
Yeah.
with Food Fight. Actually, Kathleen's been on a little bit of a roll lately, so
Nice.
she's won like 3 in a row or something.
I'm not too mad
Good
to like
job.
lose to an ice cream
Congrats.
trivia to the ice cream people.
I know
There's
that would
that
have been kind of
gold
awful
spoon.
if we hadn't. Yeah, the gold spoon. That was nice. Good job, Brendan.
Robyn, Brenden, thank you so much for joining us on lunch break today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks for bringing in all the ice cream. We're going to be sick later this
Speaking
afternoon.
of lunch break, there you
You
go.
have milkshakes now.
So be sure to check us out on Instagram, lunchbreak_podcast. Be sure to check out 4 Fat Cows in Alpharetta and Athens. Awesome ice cream.
Thanks.
Highly recommend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Tune in next time. Hopefully there's more ice cream.
That episode was tasty.